has completed its first review of the IMF Economic Programme under the Extended Credit Facility Arrangement. This came up at the joint news conference held by the Ministry of Finance and the IMF team this morning. Ghana's Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, made the revelation.
Which ended up with front-loading, such that, God willing, by November, we actually would then have released 1.2 billion of the 3 billion effective in that. So truly a lot of work has gone into this to give Ghana the opportunity to stabilize much faster. And this all hinged on the fact that Cabinet moved us very quickly to prepare the PCPEC program, which then, underpinned the work that the fund also had to do. So I'm pleased to announce that the progress that we sought to achieve is very, very much on course. The stability that the Ghanaian economy was very much in need of has been achieved. We said we have turned the corner. And the major economic indicators such as inflation, as Governor mentioned, the exchange rate continues to drop and stabilize, and there's confidence returning in the economy. I'm happy to confirm that Ghana has just completed its first review of the IMF program, as Stefan has announced. The first review, had key deliverables, including the 6 performance criteria, the 3 indicative targets, and the 3 structural benchmarks that were due at the end of June 2023. So you can imagine the work and the anxiety, the speed with which people have worked, even as we also try to manage demonstrations in the middle of that. But we are all good and we are in good order. So assessment of the progress at meeting program targets also due by end September 2023 and end December 2023, and discussions on the policy framework for 2024.
The IMF Mission Chief for Ghana said a staff-level agreement is subject to IMF management approval and executive board consideration once the necessary financing assurances have been received. He was impressed at the level of progress made so far.
It was designed to have reviews every 6 months, and so the current mission is intended to hold discussions on the first review of the program. During this mission, and even before, we have been engaging very closely with the authorities on program implementation. I'm very pleased to announce that we have reached a staff-level agreement on the first review of the program. Let me add that the agreement is subject to the approval of IMF management, and our executive board wants the necessary financing assurances have been received. An agreement with official creditors on the debt treatment in line with program parameters would provide these needed financing assurances. Once our executive board review is completed, Ghana would have access to another $600 million, bringing the total IMF financial support disbursed under the arrangement since May, when the program was approved, to about $1.2 billion. Assessment is that performance under the program has been very strong and consistent with the authorities' commitments. Specifically, the authorities have adjusted the course of policy making to confront very difficult economic and financial conditions and to ensure a brighter future for all Ghanaians. On the fiscal front, more specifically, the government has adjusted the policy stance to bring about a reduction in deficits and restore the sustainability of public finances. This started with a bold 2023 budget that sought to increase revenues and reduce expenditure.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Addison, also had this to say.
It has been a very comprehensive and collaborative work between the government side and the IMF. And this has made the 2-week mission very successful and fruitful, leading to the staff level agreement today. We have all established that the very decisive measures put in place by the government and the Bank of Ghana have started yielding results, signaling a faster than expected turnaround, which needs to be sustained as we reset the economy. More specifically, non-food inflation has dropped significantly by 19 percentage points. Food inflation has also come down by about 8 percentage points. Core inflation, which measures underlying inflation, is also decelerating at a fast pace. From the beginning of the year to date, the Bank of Ghana has built reserves of about $650 million instead of the programmed drawdown of $98 million. And this has been boosted by the innovative Gold for Reserves program. And as a result, we have seen relative stability in the exchange rate, depreciating by only 2.5% between February and now.